let's get started with some deep stretch. And we'll begin by standing. Find the balance from the corners of your feet. So the feet may be as wide as your hips or wider, so you have a good stable base of support. And have the hands on the hips and keeping the knees soft or slightly bent. Begin circling at the waist. I'm going to go in a counterclockwise direction. So the knees do need to stay soft here. Sort of rotating everything from our ankles, knees, and hips. Just waking up the joints and saying it's time to get moving and stretch now. And circle the other way, reverse directions. Just saying wake up to the body. Good, keep going. And coming back to center. This time we're going to rotate the torso and the lower part of the body remains stationary, but the knees are still going to be soft here. So you can just rotate the whole torso around in a circle. Go slowly, breathe slowly. It's time to relax now. Easier to move when we breathe slowly and when we relax. If we put forth too much effort, we won't achieve anything at all. In fact, the opposite will happen. The muscles will contract and constrict. Reverse directions and go the other way around. Back to center. Let's step the feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Inhale and the arms come up. And again, we're still going to keep the knees soft here. And this is a twisting tree. So the movement comes from the waist, although there is some movement in the arms and the shoulders. And this is the wood element, and it's green and snappy. So it might be just a gentle breeze and barely moving at all, very slow. Or a wind might come along and whip it around, and the tree's limbs are gonna be snappy, like green wood. Coming to center and really reach your limbs up. See if you can get the elbows alongside the ears. Really breathe and get tall. Grow your tree up. And then we're going to slowly lower the arms down into what I call I Dream a Genie pose with the arms. So holding on to opposite forearms. There's an adjustment you can make here from the elbows all the way to the wrists to do what feels appropriate for you. I'm going to bring the feet a little closer together. We're going to come into Dangling Genie, and I'm going to turn so you can see from the side. Then I'm going to hinge forward from the hips with this one. So I'm keeping the spine long. In fact, I'm reaching my arms out and stretching the spine out so that we don't round. We want to keep the spine long. Okay. And if it feels better for your low back, have the knees bent, but you can straighten the knees here at some point in time. Sometimes it feels better to start with the knees bent and then straighten as you come forward. So from here, I'm going to move or rock my hips side to side. I guess Boksun has decided to do some yoga with us.
She's into a deep yin position over here. Boksun's my dog. She's my Korean meat farm rescue dog. She's really grateful to be with us today. So I'll turn to the front so you can see what I'm doing here. Still keeping the bend in the knees slightly and the spine long. So you're stretching the ribs from side to side as the elbows come forward and you're dangling. Getting some length in the side body. Creating space between the vertebrae, getting nice and long. At some point in time, you may want to rock from side to side here. All right, I'm going to come back to center. You're going to lift the head up, looking forward, leading with the arms and the head and the chest, hinging all the way back up. We're going to open up that tree again. And twisting tree in the wind. So when we do forward folds, you want to protect the spine, the front of the spine, the anterior portion where the discs are. Especially if you have osteoporosis or your doctor's telling you you are developing osteoporosis, we want to avoid too much compression. On the discs and the spine when we come forward rather than rounding, we lengthen. Let's step the legs, the feet a little bit wider here. We're going to come back to center, coming back into that I dream of Genie posture. And soften the knees, stick your glutes like they're going to touch the back wall, and slowly hinging forward. Okay, this time when we're moving from side to side, we're going to move the hips from side to side also, so everything's moving now. Maybe the head relaxes down and the crown of the head comes towards the floor. Just remember, don't do more than what you should. Maybe just a little bit more than what you thought you could today. If you need to stop and take a break, take a break. If this is a new type of way to do yoga for you, you can always just stop and watch for a little bit and then join back in when you're ready. So the hips are moving from side to side. So I'll turn around so you can see what I'm doing. My hips are going from side to side. They're not stationary here. Okay. I'm going to take my right hand to the right calf or the ankle, wherever you can take a hold of, and this left arm comes up behind you, and you can rest the palm of the hand on the back of the hip here. And inhale, and as you exhale, bring that elbow closer towards the earth. Good. Coming back to center and switching sides. Inhale as you exhale, relax and release the head down and bring the elbow as close to the earth as is possible for you. Okay, so from here we're going to take come back to our I Dream of Genie arms in the center. I'm going to bend the knees. Okay, I'm going to move the dog here. Folks, can you give us a little more room? Thank you. Okay, so coming on to all fours, I'm going to place my arms forward. So rather than being directly under the shoulders, you're going to come forward a bit. The toes are curled under, and I'm going to lift the hips up and come into a downward genie. So from here, I'm going to pedal out the feet. So the heels are not touching, I'm up on the toes, and I'm just shifting the hips from side to side and pedaling out my feet. tall here, and exhale, bend the knees and slowly come back to sit on your heels with your toes curled under. Again, I'll turn to face you here. Just gonna sit back and put some weight on the heels. Your adjustment for that, if the feet are not used to being stretched in that way, is to have your fingers forward, back, 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 all the way back here. Also, you could use a block underneath, and you could adjust how high it is and sit on the block to take some of the pressure off of the toes. But we do want to be here long enough to stretch our toes. And you're going to take the right arm out to the side, palm facing towards the back wall. I'm going to bend that elbow. Take a hold of that wrist and pull it across the back side of the body. Inhale and lift the chest up. Take some deep breaths. And we'll switch sides. So take this right hand and take a hold of the left wrist and pull it across and up. And switching sides. So you're going to pull it over and up, and maybe even use your fingers to walk the hands up. And switching sides. Okay, so I'm going to turn to face forward, and still, if you need to come forward here, tap out the toes, tap the toes out. Okay. And coming back to sit on your heels one more time. You have the knees really wide. I'm going to take this left arm out, palm facing towards the back wall, and bend at the elbow when it comes across the back side of the body. I'm going to take the right hand to the left knee, and we're going to gently twist at the waist, maybe looking at the wall behind you, over that left shoulder. Inhale, slowly unwind, and we'll switch sides. So the right arm comes out to the side, bend the elbow, bring that forearm across the back of the body. Left hand comes to the outside of the right thigh, twisting at the waist, looking to the side, breathing long and deep and low and slow, below the navel center. Use the breath. Massaging from the inside out. One more nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, slowly unwind, come back to that tabletop position and tap the toes out. Okay. So we're going to sit back. For beginners, would be sitting on your heels and or even on a block if that feels better for you. But the tops of the feet are down and the soles of the feet are up here. In the beginning, that's how we do this. This is called sitting genie. But if you're able to sit between the heels, then sit between the heels. So we're going to use our fingertips and just walk our fingertips to take a gentle twist here. And you really want to press down through the fingertips as you walk. It feels strengthen the fingertips. We'll do that one more time each side. And one more time. back to center. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into reclining genie. So it might look like this at the beginning, just leaning back until you feel a good amount of stretch across the top of your thighs. You may even relax enough right here to squeeze your glutes and lift your pelvis up and set it back down, and that will relax and release. So you're actually bringing your tailbone forward towards the end of your mat, or coming down to lay on your forearms. And again, same thing, the adjustments right here. Maybe you can come lying all the way down into reclining genie. Slowly, in the beginning, we bring ourselves to our forearms and press ourselves up. Okay, that would be in the beginning, beginner's level. But for those of you who are more advanced and would like to try that, you're going to bring your face facing forward so that your energy will flow where you're looking. You take a nice deep breath. Exhale and pull yourself back up. So I dream of genie pose. So we're going to come to a half of a sitting genie. So one foot is going to come forward. Okay, so you're going to bring that leg out so it's at an angle, to a right angle, to the thigh. You're going to twist at the waist, and you're going to look over the top of that extended leg, keeping the head and heart lifted so the spine is long, so I'm not rounding here. I'm lifting forward and walking forward, so it's more about coming forward than it is coming down. Maybe taking a hold of the calf, the ankle, or the big toes. And relax, and breathe. So we can let this foot come out to the side and rest on the edge of the foot. Turn so you can see. And we're going to just simply press ourselves back up, and we'll just switch sides. So by bending the knees and slowly extending the left leg out to the side. Good. Twist at the waist so you're looking over the top of that leg. Use your fingertips to help you walk yourself out. Keep the crown of the head lifted, chin lifted up. And then when you need a little resistance, that's where you'll stay and breathe and relax and release. Really use the breath to help you open up. Slowly walk it up, and we'll switch sides one more time. So you can use your hands behind you for support, and you're going to just bring one knee up, other knee, and we're just going to roll to the other side, extend that leg out. Good. Twist at the waist, extend over that leg. Elongate out of the spine as you breathe. walk it up, support yourself with your hands. Both knees bent, we'll roll to the other side. Extend the leg out. Sit up nice and tall. Twist at the waist so you're gazing out over that extended leg. And slowly with the chin lifted, walk forward until you meet some resistance. If you'd like a little deeper stretch, you can press out through the heel and maybe even take the toes and pull the toes towards you. Slowly walking it back up. So we're going to take this back leg, support yourself with your hands, and we're going to bring it up and then bring the foot in. Yeah, so this leg still stays extended out to the side. And then slowly walk it forward, bringing your stomach over the foot in front of you. So this might be where you meet resistance, and that's okay. If you need to bring yourself up a little bit higher, you could use a block so that you don't have to work through pain. Just a little resistance is all you need. Or continue to walk the hands forward and get a nice shoulder stretch while you're here. Maybe you'd like to rest down on your forearms. Long deep breathing here. Full inhalation, complete exhalation. Really relax and release now. And then slowly walking it back up. And we'll switch sides by bringing both feet together and then extend the opposite leg out to the side. So if your knee's way up here, it's okay to roll up your blanket or a mat and support it. Or if you have a block and that feels better for you, then do that too. Accommodate your body. In time, it will grow. And then slowly walking it forward. The soles of the feet to meet. Extend the leg out to the side. So using your hands to help you twist at the waist, we're going to roll into our pigeon pose. And I'm coming up on my fingertips. And I'm taking a nice long stretch across the front of the body and lengthening out through the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And maybe even tilting my chin up towards the sky. And you can use your fingertips to walk from side to side, if that feels okay for you. So this is called a rolling pigeon. So we're going to inhale, really lengthen the spine. And we're going to lower ourselves down like we're doing a push-up. So the spine still stays long. And we're hinging forward from the hips. So we're not rounding here and pressing ourselves back up. Now if you have the elbows out to the side, it's going to be more work in the chest and your pectorals. And if you draw the elbows closer in towards the body, it's going to be more work in the biceps and the triceps. We'll do one more just like this. And slowly pressing it up. You come to center, let's just give the shoulders a good wiggle and a wobble. And we're going to flow to the other side. So it's going to look like this. You slowly roll back to the starting position and bring both of the soles of the feet together. Extend the leg out. Good. And roll into your pigeon pose. So I like to use my toes to press out through my heel and straighten that back leg. So a lot of length in the back leg. I'm coming up on my fingertips. I'm going to build strength and open up the channels and meridians to flow freely in my knuckles and my wrists, and lifting my heart through and up, and maybe tilting the chin up if that feels okay for you. A nice stretch from your pubic bone all the way up through the chin and the crown of the head. And then bringing the face facing forward, I'm going to walk my fingertips to the side and walk in the other direction. Okay, so from here we're going to do that rolling pigeon again, our push-ups. So you decide if you need to work on your pectorals or your triceps and biceps. So inhale nice and tall. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down, keeping the spine long, so it's like you're coming forward rather than down, and press yourself back up. Two more. Exhaling as you come forward. Inhaling, pressing up. Last time. Yourself back up. It's okay if the fingertips get tired, you can come down to the flat palms. Let's wiggle the shoulders around. All right. And coming back to center. Let's draw that top leg forward. Support yourself with your hands. We're going to just roll the knees from side to side. Out some of the tension in our hips. And we're going to roll onto our knees on a 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to walk all the way around on my hands and knees, coming around. So coming up to your hands and knees with your feet together, let's spread the knees wide. And then slowly lower yourself down, maybe onto your forearms at first. And then as you come down, allow the feet to come away from each other. We're coming into a turtle pose. And you can just rest on your forearms, but if it's available to you, you can draw the back of the hands together, pinky finger edges up, thumbs down, and draw them back towards the chest and rest your head or your chin on your hands here. And you can look up and look all around, really stick your neck out like a turtle does. Maybe bring that chin towards the shoulder on each side. And try to keep the stomach on your mat. And there's a gentle arch in the low back. And the adjustment is forward or back on this one. Further back, the deeper the stretch. Okay. So from turtle, I'm going to lower all the way down, and we're going to swim our turtle fins out and our legs out, and they're going to come all the way back behind us. So the legs are straight behind you, and then bring the arms alongside the body. So pressing down to the tops of our feet, and you're going to lift our chest up and wiggle like a little snake, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're being a snake here. This is so good for your spinal erectors. This also builds strength in the low back and the lumbar vertebrae. So you want to put a certain amount of weight into that area to stay strong, strong bones. All right, and slowly lowering the hands back down. I'm going to bring the hands out fairly wide, about the width of your mat, and you're going to angle the fingers out towards the corners of your mat and draw yourself up into your seal pose. So we want to keep the spine long when we do this. This is seal pose. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. So again, I'm pressing myself forward more than I am and lengthening. So you don't have to come all the way up, and the elbows don't have to be straight. It's more important that you find ease in this posture. So more about wiggling the rib cage out and away from the hips. Good. So you can bend the knees, have the feet together. This is what makes it seal pose. The heels are together and you're moving the fins. And slowly lower yourself down. Rest your head on your hands. Take some deep breaths. Rock the hips side to side. And we'll come up into that seal pose one more time. I'm just turning around so you can see where I'm at here. It's gonna look like this from the front. So we're gonna draw ourselves up. Bend the knees. Good. So you can see the flippers in back. Okay, so from here, I'm going to bring my hands closer towards my armpits and press down and press myself up, bring the knees forward. I'm going to come up into a kneeling seal. So, looks like this. So that fins are really rubbery, and we want to have some impact when we come down on the floor. It's called bone tempering. In Taoist yoga, that's how they train the martial artists. For bone density, bone strength. Good. One more time. All right, then coming back up. And turn so you can see where I'm going with this one. With the toes curled under. I'm going to look back and reach back and take a hold of my heel, or you can have the heel of your hand at the base of your hips here. And my right arm is going to sweep up, and I'm going to look up and follow that arm back. And then I'm going to switch sides. So you might try just the hand on the back of the hips. We only look back there at first just to get an idea of where we need to go, and then after that we're going to begin to flow from side to side. And let the gaze follow that hand as the fingertips trace across the sky here. So you're inhaling as you sweep up. Press the hips forward And lift the heart up. Good. You should feel this on the whole front side of the body. Keep the spine long. Good. And last time, coming back down. All right. So still standing on your knees. If you need to put a blanket underneath the knees to soften that up, please do so. So we're going to extend one leg out to the side. Interlace the fingers together. So I'm pressing out through the outside edge of that foot on the extended leg. Interlace the fingers together. I'm going to press out, up, and I'm going to lean over that extended leg. And then the chin may come in towards the chest. You might look up, you might look down. Take care of the neck so it's not overburdened by the weight of the head. Take some deep breaths here. And coming back to center. And slowly sweep your auric field. Good. And coming back to both knees. And we'll extend the leg out to the opposite side. So I'm going to first start with the knee bend. Okay. And extend the leg out. And then you're going to point the toes slightly forward so you're pressing out through that outside edge of the foot. Interlace the fingers together. Press the hands forward and inhale coming up. And exhale, leaning to the side, maybe looking up or down. I like to look up underneath my armpit here. Slowly coming back to center and float the arms down. We'll do that one more time on each side. We'll do it slightly different this time. So I'm going to step this leg out to the side with the knee bent. Interlace the fingers together, press out, inhale up. And exhale, I'm going to lean towards that knee. Good. Inhale, coming up. This time I'm going to sweep the arms down. I'm going to take this front hand and reach around behind me and bind. And then I'm going to roll this top shoulder up towards the earth. Maybe looking up behind or towards that shoulder. Take some deep breaths here. So if it's not possible for you to clasp the hands together, then you can just hold on to your wrists, or just rest the arm on the back of the side of the body and slowly unwind. Okay. And coming back to center, I'm going to show you the other side with my back side to use, just in case there's any misunderstanding of where we're going. So from standing on both knees, extend this knee out, interlace the fingers together, press the palms away, inhale, arms come up, exhale, lean to the side. And inhale tall, and then float the arms down. And I'm going to reach through. Left foot, left leg, left arm comes through the front, right arm comes around behind you. Hook the fingers together, rotate the torso so your shoulder is coming up towards the sky, maybe looking up towards that shoulder. Take some deep breaths here. One more nice deep breath, and slowly unwind, coming back to both knees. Okay. So let's come lie on our belly. And bring your arms out into a T. And bend the knees and slowly rock your lower legs side to side. And then lower the legs down. Okay, so from here, with the palms down, arms out into a T, I'm going to bend my right knee and roll onto my left side hip and bring that toe as close to my extended hand as possible. Coming into scorpion pose and coming back to center. It's a nice opening on the pectorals here, so try to keep the shoulders down on the mat as you roll to the other side. So the foot doesn't have to touch the hand, but it is possible to catch the toes. So my right toes are being held by my left hand, and I'm getting a nice twist. Good energizing twists. Good. Twists are good for you. Contrary to what some people might think, we need some rotation in the spine. Keep going, you're doing great. Otherwise, how are you going to back out of your garage? Forward bends are still good for you. You just need to make sure you keep a long spine. How else are we going to be able to tie our shoes? And coming back to center. This next one's a bit extreme, so if you just want to sit up and watch, what I'm going to do here now is both palms are on the mat. And I'm going to take my right palm in towards my right armpit and slowly roll myself like a log. Oops, sorry folks, and it's time to move again. So I'm lying on my left side body. And this already might be enough pull for you and your pectorals in the front of your chest. But if it's available to you, if it's possible, you can bend the knees one at a time. And maybe guide them towards the sky. This right arm comes up and around behind me and clasp the hands together, if possible. Take some deep breaths here, opening up the shoulders and the pectorals. You might want to practice this one at home 2 or 3 times. Only go as far as what is appropriate for you. In time, you will grow. But if you've got a shoulder injury at first, this is the extreme end of it. At first, you just want to do the log roll to the side, and that might be plenty. We'll go ahead and come back on our bellies and do the other side. So I'm going to bend that left elbow and bring the left palm by my armpit and slowly press down to the palm and roll myself onto my side. And so from there, I'm going to bend my knees and then maybe guide the knees up towards the sky. Left arm comes up around behind to bind. So interlace the fingers together behind you if it's available. Take some deep breaths. So the twist is at the waist, but you may feel some pressure at the chest and the shoulders here. The weight is on that area. And weight bearing is good, again, for building bone density. One more deep breath here. And slowly unwind and coming back to center. So let's go ahead and roll onto our back body. And arms are going to come out into a T. I'm going to turn so that you can see me, what I'm doing. And this takes a little bit of space, so look out if you've got a neighbor or a pet that's lying around. I'm going to bring my right leg up and I'm going to bring it across the center line of the body. And it doesn't have to touch the floor. The idea is to try to keep your palms and your shoulders on the mat, and then it's going to come up and lower it down and raise the left leg up across the center line of the body. Good. So from here, I'm going to begin spiraling and do a constant movement. So again, you do not have to do, it's like a windmill. You do not have to touch the floor with the feet. Good lower body twist, and clear out the hips. We'll do one more each side. Windmills. There's no right or wrong way for this one. It's just however it feels right for you. And coming back to center. And relax for a moment before we go on. All right, and then slowly come up and lie on your belly again. Okay. So we're going to crisscross our arms in front of us and just relax forward. My legs are coming straight out behind me. And then we'll switch sides. As a counterbalance to all the opening. It's a slight rounding in the upper back. Open up the shoulders and upper back body. Okay. I'm going to switch one more time. I'm going to raise the arms up and clasp either the wrist or the fingers together, and then walk your elbows out as far as possible. Deep breath here, and exhale and slowly unwind, and we'll change the cross of the arms so the opposite arm is on top. Bend the elbows, wrap the forearms around each other, hold on to opposite wrists or fingers, elbows resting on the earth. Walk the elbows away if there's some more room available to you there. Slowly unwind. And I bring the palms of the hands back by the shoulders. Press yourself up into your cobra. I'm going to draw the knees forward and come up onto your knees. And this is a twisting cobra. So the hands are on the sides of the ribs. And the hips are moving from side to side. And it's like a cobra coming out of its basket. And coming to center. Okay, so from here, I'm going to bring one leg in front of the other and slowly lower myself down into a cross-legged frog. So one knee is on top of the other. Again, if the knees are way up here in the beginning, that would be normal. That would be level one when you're first learning cross-legged frog. Knees can be way up here. For some people, we find a little more space in this posture by sitting on a block. If you've got hip and knee injuries, even this might not feel that great. So my recommendation to you would be to have one leg straight out and one leg over the top. And I'm still sitting on a block or not. So you can work where you're at with your body today. But if it's available, come into a cross-legged frog. Frogs are water element, so we'd like to flow from side to side and work on bringing our sits bones down towards the earth. Okay, so there's several ways to transition from one side to the other. In cross-legged frog, in the beginning, using your hands behind you for some support, you just simply lift the leg up and over, the other leg up and over, bend the knee, and then cross the other one on the top. That would be a great way to switch sides in the beginning. And coming back to that water element, feeling really fluid, smooth. Okay, and another way to switch sides would be to use the flow. So you're going to gather that energy in, balancing on your tailbone and switch sides. Good. And again, still maintaining movement. From here, let's use our, come up on our fingertips and we'll take another twist here. If in doubt, twist it out. So if you're doing your own practice at home and you have some favorite postures, don't forget to twist. As long as the spine is long and tall and not slumped forward, we're growing the length of our spine. We'll switch sides one more time. And last time, use your fingertips to walk. Coming back to center. We'll switch sides on the cross-legged frog one more time. Here is a really fun one to try. I like to bring my hands to the mat over that front foot and I lift my hips up and I pivot on my feet and walk around, walk in a circle and come back down and I'm on the other side. All right. So you might want to practice that one at home. It's a good mobility exercise to do. Still water element. Okay, coming up nice and tall. Let's take this left leg out and around. We're going to sweep it all the way around behind us. And come lie on your belly, extend both legs behind you and lower yourself down onto your forearms. From here, we're going to bring that right knee out to the side so the right knee is coming straight out from the hip and the foot is just simply resting on the edge, inside edge of your foot, and you can roll the toes down. This is actually Komodo dragon. But we're going to do, we'll do some Komodo dragon. So this is Komodo dragon. You roll the wrist inward and the hand comes down. And the opposite one rolls in. Good. Komodo dragon. If you want to be real authentic, you'll flick the tongue. Okay. And the way to switch sides is to simply roll and press out through that back foot and bring the left foot, left knee up, straight out, and roll through that foot so that the toes are making contact if possible for you. So this is Komodo dragon on the left side. Okay, so here is upward Komodo, pressing yourself up as far as appropriate for you. And slowly lowering yourself down. You're gonna roll those wrists. And we'll switch sides. Okay. And coming into your upward Komodo, I'm gonna walk the hands out. This right knee is out, this right arm is out here. I'm gonna thread it through and slowly lower myself down. Walk the left fingertips out in front of you and relax in Komodo Dragon. Komodo dragons are just big lizards, so the movements are bigger. And slowly coming back up. Let's switch sides. So, there we go, switching sides. Press yourself up. Left arm comes through. Relax forward. Relaxing on your belly. And slowly coming forward. Extend both legs out wide, at least as wide as your mat. And you slowly lower yourself down. The arms extended out. This is starfish pose. So you're resting the face on the mat. Arms out wide. Deep, deep breaths. Feel the heart and lung energy and the breath. Exchange energy with the earth beneath you. With each deep breath, connect with Mother Earth. You can stay here as long as you like. Now I'm going to press myself up. And I'd like to thank you for joining me in my practice today. And I hope you find things that make you feel lighter and brighter in your body. Thank you so much. Have a great day.